Hello, friends. Just a quick little intro here. Thought I would do a bit more of a proper introduction of who our guests are and what it is that we're actually doing. So, you're going to be hearing from myself, obviously, and four of my friends, particularly Faye, Taylor, Bob, and Solveig. They're all very close friends of mine. Some of you may know Faye, obviously, is my girlfriend. Just wanted to give you an introduction of who each of them is. And I also wanted to mention, so the guidebook that we're using, the module, the PDF, whatever you want to call it, is basically a compendium that allows you to use Final Fantasy XIV stuff in D&D 5e. There will be a link in the credits of this episode that will basically take you directly to it if you are interested in reading it yourself. So I highly encourage checking it out, and I'll give you a little reminder about that when we get to the outro. Enjoy the episode. We begin our tale in a very distant land, in a very distant universe. In a universe consisting of several smaller worlds. 13 of them, although a few of them don't exist anymore. We find ourselves in Etheris, in the land of Eorzea. For those of you who may be familiar listening, this is the world of Final Fantasy XIV. Our story begins in a quaint little tavern known as the Carline Canopy. It's known as the central hub of New Gridania, which is one of the several city-states found throughout Eorzea. New Gridania is basically known as the Twelves Wood. It's one massive forest where the elements and society have combined into this peaceful civilization. Mostly peaceful, anyways. The Carline Canopy is known for many adventurers and travelers as the go-to place if you're looking for work or just a place to stay. As we take a look at the Carline Canopy, we see a group of 4 young adventurers that are currently seated around one of the many round tables that is scattered throughout this tavern. The group of you are currently enjoying a fine meal, perhaps having a drink or two. Around you, you can see that there are fledgling adventurers that are lining up to accept your local leave quests to assist the surrounding area. Some other people appear to be conversing with an Elysian man that you all know to be Antoineau, the Carline Canopy's innkeep. Likely, they're trying to procure a room, at least from what you can assume. Below you, you can hear that there are travelers that sound like they're either arriving or perhaps departing on one of the few airships that tends to pass through this city-state. Outside, you can hear that there are the sounds of many people conversing, going about their daily lives, and on occasion, you can hear the sounds of someone likely traveling through the Aetheryte in the central plaza, or perhaps departing. For the 4 of you that are seated at this table at the moment, let's go around and get a quick description of everyone, and then I will elaborate a little bit on the people of this world, for those who are unaware. Okay, Taylor, how about you go first?
So I'm playing Yuvi. She is a Lalafell, so she's on the shorter side. She stands about 2'11", maybe 3 feet in the right shoes. She's kind of pale. She has baby blue hair tied into a ponytail with a single braid wrapped around the base of the ponytail. She's wearing a long white kind of Roman-style robe with flared sleeves that have gold trim at the hems. And currently floating around her are small blue and gold flowers. There are 2 of them, and they appear to have little goldish white lights in the center of them.
Thank you. Alrighty, Faye, you are up.
I am playing Keitha. Keitha is a Midlander here, which is the Final Fantasy equivalency of a human. She stands at about 5'8", and she wears a black coat with red and gold accents and long black sandals. And she has gauntlets on her arm that have blades on them, but they're really just for decoration because she punches people because she's a monk. And she has long brown hair tied back in a braid.
Bob, you're next.
Hi, I'm playing Vassian, a Hrothgar gunbreaker. Hrothgar, they're kind of lion cat-like people. Vassian is black-furred with some kind of silver stripes, wearing a scale mail chest piece. And kind of that's all the armor he has. He has a big coat around him, kind of big leather duster. And on his back, besides the shield, which those aren't really in the game, besides the point, he has a long sword with a revolver cylinder and a very long barrel coming out just behind the tip of the blade, which is his gun sword.
And then Solveig.
Hi. So I am playing Saren. Saren is a Viera, which is essentially a bunny race. He has dark skin, very, very dark, almost black brown hair, with a pair of very long, upright, fluffy bunny ears and very light gray eyes. He wears white robes, which are traditional of his class, which is that of a white mage. However, unlike the more typically cleric like robes, these robes that he wears seem to be a little bit more torn, more tattered, with multiple layers of fabric, bits and pieces of feathers seem to adorn them, mismatched trims of silver and gold, and resting at his side is what appears to be a very long wooden, like a shepherd's cane. Being a white mage, Saren's focus is keeping everybody alive. They are primarily the healers of Final Fantasy XIV, or pure healers, I should say, with raw HP being the primary.
They do the big numbers with the Healy spell.
Yes.
It's okay. You don't have to sound super professional. This might be a podcast, but we're all nerds here.
I'm sorry, did you say pure healer? I'm pretty sure blood for the blood lily exists in there somewhere.
Blood for the blood lily. Let's go.
No,
I didn't mean pure as in like innocent. I meant pure as in like white mage is just raw. I don't want to. Sorry, I was about to say something. Yes, raw output. That's what I want. That's it. Raw output healing, as opposed. Yeah. Okay. Anyways.
You're all good.
Did you want me to go back and give like a brief description of Sage? I totally forgot.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so Yujvi is a sage. They are also a healer in Final Fantasy, except unlike White Mage, they don't prioritize healing numbers. They prioritize mitigating damage via various barriers. And the flowers that she wears are Noliths, I believe they're pronounced, where she channels her energy through those to create those barriers.
And then Keitha's a monk.
I hit things.
Pretty
Yep.
self-explanatory. Just punch things until they die.
I
And
punch things
Vassian
in
being-
the name of Ralger.
One of the gods of 14.
My god, actually, on my character.
And then Vassian being a gunbreaker, you're a tank.
Yep,
You
tank.
you frontline. You get punched
Yeah.
in the face.
Yeah, they're
You get punched in the face, and I punch in the face.
listen, I have a soft spot for tanking in 14 specifically, Gunbreaker being my second favorite tank. And
I love gunbreaker. It's so much
oh.
fun. You just have a sword with a gun in it.
Yeah, until
It's
you
great.
get the ones that accidentally super belie and make the healer panic.
No, there's no such thing as accidental.
Everything's on
intentional.
purpose.
This
Listen,
is why my character is a salty healer.
I've fat fingered that button a few times. Every
So,
Gunbreaker has.
the four of you sitting at the table, there are the various activities going on around you. You can see the various races represented here in Gridania. Here, as we covered, the humans, just in Final Fantasy, they are known a little bit different. The Elzen, which I had briefly mentioned earlier, Elzen are the elf race of Eorzea. Lalafell are diminutive folk from the South Seas. They have kind of a childlike appearance and are typically jovial in attitude. Deshaudis, they're all like gnome equivalents, I guess would be the most similar that you could use. Something like that. Well, dwarves are a little bit more swole, typically. There are Mikote, which are cat-like people. They basically just have large feline ears and tail. Rogadin, which are the large muscular-framed people from the North Seas, very akin to like Goliaths. The Aura, which are the dragon-like people, human in appearance with horns, patches of scales, and a tail. Viera, as we briefly went over, very human in appearance, except for the bunny features, such as the long fur-covered ears, and generally lithe features that they typically sport. And then there is also the Hrothgar, which, as described, are basically large cat people, more like lion, tiger-esque in appearance, covered in fur completely, long tail typically. Currently only males, because females are somewhere else in the development cycle. They're coming eventually. As the group of you are hanging out at this table, just enjoying your food and drink, maybe after completing a prior mission, just enjoying the spoils of your job well done, is there anything that any of you would like to do while you are here in the Carline Canopy?
Not really. I'm just kind of people watching, kind of pointing out some of the new adventurers that look a little bit abnormal from the others. Maybe they're wearing some gear that's mismatched, that sort of thing.
Same, but with a beer.
Yeah, Keitha's probably actually running up and heckling said newbies into joining her free company. And none of them are actually taking the bait, though.
Sorry, I'm only on a free trial.
That's painful.
All right. The group of you spend a little bit of time just enjoying yourselves, heckling sprouts, and silently judging attires. After hanging out for a bit, one of the servants that's been going around and just taking orders and bringing out food and drink for the adventurers comes over holding what appears to be a small stone slate that has some etchings in it. And you notice that this is a rather short-looking Mikote male. Looks to be just wearing very simple robes that you would expect to see of those working here in the tavern. And he comes up and his ears kind of do a little bit of lowering as he approaches. And pardon me, I was told to come over and speak with the group of you. I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
No, we're free. Have a seat.
Oh, much appreciated, but I'd best be standing. I don't want anybody thinking that I'm slacking on the job. I was bid to come speak with the group of you about a job that Mother Mayun has for the group of you specifically. If you have time, it is anyways.
Yeah, we got time.
Yep, we're not really doing anything else important at the moment.
Wonderful. He kind of fidgets for a moment before placing the tablet down on the table. This is a direct request from Mother Mayun. There is reports that Marlborough from Mordona have slowly started encroaching into the Twelves Wood and in Kurthus. The reports in particular have mentioned one particular nasty one that has been terrorizing people of the North Shroud. It's been attacking people on the road that have been going between Falgord Float and Kurthus, and obviously then traveling to Ishgard. The request is the group of you to make haste to investigate. There's one particular one that's just been absolutely destroying people, and we need capable adventurers such as yourselves to look into it.
Just a Marlboro? That sounds easy.
A very big one, I've been told.
You've dealt with big ones before.
They're really not fun.
Yeah, I mean, the worst is that it takes us like 5 minutes and we get paid anyway, so.
Okay.
Or it breathes on
Yeah,
you.
me get paid.
From what I've been told, the smell is the worst part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've dealt with them before.
It's only if you get caught in the breath.
And the breath, yes. The reports say that the last time it was seen was to the west of Falgord Float, just past Florentel's Spire. Just before you would actually arrive in the Kurthus Central Highlands, though.
Okay.
I will leave this tablet here with you. If you could just bring proof of demise when you're done, and I'm sure Mother will get everything sorted out for you. Well, pleasure meeting the group of you. Good luck. Not that I think you'll need it, but he kind of does a slight bow to the group of you and then walks off to go attend to other business. The group of you would know from where you currently are in New Gridania that in order to get to the North Shroud isn't too much of a walk, and then even further so to actually get to Falgord Float and then to Florentel Spire probably wouldn't take you more than about maybe an hour's travel. If you're just walking, if you ran, probably quicker. Presently, it's early in the morning, so whether or not the group of you would like to wait a bit, or if you would rather just head out and get the job done, that is up to you.
Might as well go get it over with.
Yeah, Keitha's like bouncing on the balls of her feet, ready to go.
I swear, if that thing breathes on me,
Just take a shower afterwards. You'll be fine.
it gets in the scales.
So wash them.
It's a pain. All right, well, let's go.
Oh, Keitha's already walking out the door.
All right. The group of you make your way out of the Carline canopy, and just as you had heard it, you can see that there are people going to and fro, currently just walking about, seemingly just getting on with their lives. You can see that there's plenty of adventurers that are all around, along with the residents, the locals. As the group of you start making your way out of the city proper and into the Shroud, you walk past the woodworking, the Carpenters Guild. You can see that there are a few people that are standing around that seem to be entertaining. You can see people that look to be in dancer's attire that are just performing on the street for people. You make your way out into the Shroud proper. It doesn't take very long to actually get to Falgord Float. All in all, it really does take you guys about, at most, maybe 40, 45 minutes. All around you, there are massive, massive trees. Along with the local residents, a lot of creatures that you typically would not want to be dealing with unless they pick a fight with you or if they just happen to start messing with some of the locals. Generally, they keep to themselves, though. As you walk into town, you can see that Fallgourd Float is kind of this small town made of various areas that are all connected via wooden bridges. In the middle, you can see that there is another Aetheryte Plaza, which is resting on the massive stump of what was once a huge tree in the middle of a river. To the north of town, you can see that there is the Bob and Cork, which is the local tavern and inn. Beyond that, just a few local residences. You can see that there are townfolk going about their days. The occasional patrol of a wood whaler that passes by. Some of them seem to give the group of you a nod of respect as they pass, likely recognizing you from perhaps the job that you've done in the past for them. Is there anything that the group of you would like to do in town?
Not unless someone else does. I think I'm all set.
No. Keitha's ready to go. I am the weapon.
Okay. You walk past the gates to the west of Fallgourd Float and end up in the west end of Alder Springs. Doesn't take too long to arrive at your destination as you see in the distance the spire itself. Can I get a perception check from each of you?
Oh boy. First roll.
13.
Okay.
11.
All right.
Dirty 20.
Goddamn.
16.
Okay. Saren and Vassian, you two are the first to notice. As the group of you are getting closer to Florentel's spire, you would know that this spire is meant to be one of the outposts of the Twin Adders, the military force of Gridania as a whole. There's nobody here. You can see that there are supplies, there are boxes that have been stacked. You can see that there is a very simple wood spike barricade that has been set up around portion of this spire. You can see a campfire in the middle that looks like it was once lit, but doesn't seem like it has been for a little bit. And there's nobody standing outside like there usually would be. Vassian, you notice that there is what looks to be a very faint trail on the ground leading away from the spire to the west. That looks to be a mixture of dried blood and something else that you're not sure of.
Looks like they might have gone this way. Should we check it out?
Sure.
I mean, might as well. We don't have any other indication of where they are.
Might need some help.
Well, yeah, let's head that direction.
All right. Are you guys just walking out in the open? Are you taking a stealthy approach?
Sneak.
I clink clink.
Oh, well, I could sneak.
I can sneak.
I will clink clink in the path.
Okay. So, Yuvi and Keitha, you are both going to try to sneak?
Yes.
What about Saren?
Sure.
All right. In that case, the three of you roll a stealth check for me, please.
Stealth is dex-based?
Yep.
That's not very good. 12.
10.
16.
Okay. Saren, you're used to blending into your surroundings when you need to. You've had your experience out in the wilds. Yuvi and Keitha, you maybe just having an off day. You think that you might be a little bit sneaky. Your common person probably wouldn't be able to notice you, but some of the wildlife here probably could. And Vassian, you just clanking down the road.
Yep.
The group of you make your way west past the spire and follow the trail of blood and unknown liquid. Probably about 5-10 minutes of walking and following the trail, you come across what appears to be a very strange sight. There's a strange-looking rift just floating in the air. It looks to be a mixture of yellow and green and bluish hues that seem to just be shifting and shimmering. In front of it, you can see that there are 3 people that are laying on the ground. You can see that there's an Ellison, a Rogadin, as well as a Hyr. None of the 3 of them appear to be moving. What do you do?
Sword and shield off my back. First off.
I'm gonna check if they're like dead or just unconscious.
Make a medicine check.
17.
Checking each of them, seeing if they're able to, if they're breathing or have a pulse. The Ellison and the Hyr both appear to be long since gone. The Rogadin has a very faint pulse, and they're breathing, but it's very shallow.
I will turn around to Saren and... This one's still alive. Can you help?
Saren's going to visually do a quick scan of the area. Can I make perhaps a perception check to see if possibly whatever attacked them might still be in the area as I move forward towards the body?
Go for it.
Okay, so that's going to be d20 plus 4, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19.
Looking around, you don't see any hostile threats in the immediate area. All you're really able to make out is that the blood as well as the pool of some sort of questionable liquid that's on the ground seems to stop right where that rift is that's currently floating above the ground.
Okay. So he takes a couple of cautious steps forward towards the body, looks around to see if what was there before that may have caused this, if it's still there or not. Doesn't seem to be. So he hastens his pace over to the body, making sure to avoid any strange rifts, puddles, anything like that. He kneels by the Rogadin, and he will cast Spare the Dying. In order to stabilize the Rogadin.
All right. No roll necessary for that. What does this look like as you cast the Spare the Dying?
So he reaches out and places a hand on the side of the neck, on the side of the Rogadin's neck, almost as if one was feeling for a pulse. And there is at the end of his fingertips, almost like a brief pulse of we'll say a greenish, like a light greenish colored light that pulses from his fingertips into the Rogadin's neck, spreads out almost through like the network of veins for a moment, and stabilizes him.
Okay. Keitha, you would be able to notice right away that as Saren casts this, the Rogadin seems to stabilize. The breathing doesn't seem to be quite as labored. The pulse, from what you can feel, seems to be stabilizing. It's not quite as weak or shallow as it was prior. Currently, the Rogadin is still unconscious. What would you guys like to do?
As a Hrothgar, I have advantage on perception using smell.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to kind of dip my fingers into that weird substance liquid that we don't know what it is, and just take a sniff, and then see if I can kind of pinpoint where that might be in the area, if it's still like around, lurking, or if it kind of disappeared.
Go for it. Give me a roll with advantage then.
Okay, well, the first one was good, so that was a 19. I bring it to a 22.
Okay. You're fairly familiar with the scent. You've probably actually had it on your person at some point or another. This is very clearly the poison from a Marlboro.
Oh, looks like our friend was here. Can't determine if he's really around anymore, though.
Do you think he went through that? And I kind of point at the rift thing.
Possible?
I've never heard of a Marlboro being able to do that.
That's new.
Keitha's gonna touch the rift.
Saren is going to... Okay, never mind.
Are you trying to stop Keitha, or are you doing something different?
I don't think he's going to be able to stop her in time, but he is going to look up over to her with a small squint. Keitha, before you go ahead and stick your hand in the rift, do you think maybe we should consider getting this guy back to, at the very least, the guard tower? I don't think we should leave him out here just lying on the ground.
I could carry him back. Bit bigger than me, but
I mean, unfortunately, right now, the way he is, he's kind of prime target for anything that decides it wants a bit of a midday snack.
yeah. And who knows if that thing comes back too? It's a good idea.
Keitha, are you stopping or are you going to touch the rift?
Touch the rift.
Okay. As the two of you then try to get the Rogadin just kind of propped up in a way so that you can bring him back to the spire, you see Keitha's hand just briefly pass into the rift. And then almost similar to how you would see people warping with an aetheryte, there's kind of just this shimmer of magic as Keitha disappears.
Saren lets out a disgusted sigh. Are you kidding me?
Well, that's a problem.
I'll jog him down the path and meet up with you guys.
Do you want to go through and I'll wait, and then the two of us can go through together?
Who are you talking to?
To you.
Okay. Saren will look over at her and just and shake his head. Yeah, I'll follow her and make sure she doesn't get herself killed in wherever she went to. Frank Keitha can't wait until... And as he kind of almost stomps towards the rift, and he reaches his hand out, and he goes to put it in, but then he hesitates, almost as if his brain is telling him that this is a bad idea, but unfortunately he has to go through. And after a moment, he does as Keitha did, and sticks his hand into the rift.
Okay. Again, there is a brief glow and sparkle of magic as you are whisked away, similar to how you would with an aetheryte. Vassian, do me a favor and just roll me a strength check.
Oh boy, and I rolled like crap. That's a 9.
Okay. It takes you a bit longer than you would have liked. This guy is apparently very heavy, and maybe between that and your armor and just the haste that you're trying to put on as you're running back to the spire, there's a few times that you kind of trip over yourself.
Yeah.
Never enough to really cause any injury to yourself or your passenger per se, but it sets you back. Yuvi, you are hanging out at the rift?
Yep, I'm kind of standing off to the side, kind of, if somebody were approaching the scene, they would see the bodies in the rift, but they wouldn't immediately see me.
Gotcha. Okay. It takes a few minutes, probably about 10, 15 minutes or so before Vassian's able to get back to you. Vassian, I'm assuming that you are just leaving the unconscious figure at the spire. You going to leave him inside? Where are you putting him?
I'd put him inside where he's kind of protected and try to make some sort of signaling device, if possible. Like, there's a flag or something, kind of do some sort of distress signal or something, and whatever I can do within like 2 minutes before I start heading back.
Okay. Let's say we'll say that you set up like a flag outside that's kind of like an SOS for the Twin Adders. You run out and head back up the road. It takes you longer than you would have liked, but at least this time you don't have your extra passenger to worry about. You catch back up and get to where the rift is. It takes you a second before you see Yuvi off to the side, and what are the two of you doing?
Well, I guess we better follow them.
Yeah, sorry, that guy weighed heavier than a whole suit of Magitech armor.
Well, better you carrying him than me.
Yep. I don't think you get very far. Let's hop in.
Probably not. Yep, let's go.
Okay. The two of you reach out, and just the same, there is a sparkle and glow of magic as you are warped to another place. Keitha, you are the first.
Hi.
You feel that familiar sensation of traveling through the ether. But something feels a bit different. You know that normally there would be a linking point of where you'd be teleporting from to where you're going. There would be that kind of trail to follow. This one, though, feels different. It doesn't feel like it's connecting to a specific location so much as it is just a different place. But it's too late. You're already in the live stream. You feel yourself being pulled further and further for far longer than you would expect of traveling anywhere within Eorzea. And then just as fast, there's a brief flash of light. And you find yourself standing in a sparsely wooded area. You can see grass extending out from every direction around you. You can see that to the south of you there's a forest off in the distance. You can very faintly smell the hint of ocean air, that salty sea air. And looking around, you can see that this field has what looks to be about 10 bodies strewn about. They all appear to be pure in appearance, wearing what looks to be some sort of very heavy armor of various designs. Most of them look like they have been bitten, half dissolved. You can see that some of them have been... parts of them have been consumed, shall we say.
Oh.
There is a lot of blood. There's a lot of that same poison liquid that seems to be all over the place. What are you doing?
Probably stepping away from the corpses.
Okay.
This is how somebody gets blamed for murder.
About a minute goes by before you see another shimmer in the same location that you came from. And you can see that where you landed, not very far from you, only a couple feet at most, there's another one of these rifts, but it seems different. It's very faint, and it seems more of a whitish gray. You see another person appear. You see Saren.
Hi.
Sarah
I didn't do this.
doesn't even look at the bodies. His eyes are immediately trained to Keitha as he takes his cane, crosses whatever distance is between
Keitha quickly
them.
hops into a tree.
He raises it as if he is about to bonk her on the head. What? Do you not think before you go and stick your hand into just strange shimmering portals?
I thought. It seemed like fun.
That was the thought that you had going on in your mind?
Yeah.
Oh. And he kind of lowers his cane, shakes his head, and as he does, then his gaze kind of drifts off to the one side. He looks and he sees the bodies.
I didn't do it.
Did do? Are you sure?
I didn't do it.
Because I might be mad at you about the whole portal thing, but if you did this, you need to tell me so that way I can help you out. We can kind of cover this up.
I'm not this messy. My punches are clean.
Okay, all right. Where the f are we?
I'm not getting out of this tree till UV's here.
And Saren kind of just slams his, not slams, but like firmly sticks his cane at the bottom of his cane into the ground. And he just looks up the tree and he waits.
Okay. It takes about another 15, 20 minutes or so before you see another two shimmering figures seem to appear from the rift. As you see UV and Vassian both appear in the same location where the two of you were.
UV! Saren's trying to hit me.
What did you do to deserve it?
Nothing.
I don't believe that.
I didn't do anything.
What do you mean, what did she do? She stuck her hand into a random shimmering weird portal thing.
Oh, we were just over there for a while. I assumed something else had happened. Like,
Yeah,
No.
did you do that?
I didn't do this. No. Why does everybody assume it was me? My punches are way cleaner than this. I don't make a mess like this.
Oh my but you stick your hand into random portals.
How are we supposed to know you didn't, land on them and squish them?
I didn't.
Okay, well, jokes aside, I have
I'm
to
not
say...
heavy.
No, I'm more
This
velocity.
is very concerning, jokes aside.
They were like this when I got here.
Okay, I understand. You didn't do it. But then who did?
Can I,
Or what did?
Can I check to see if it was, our Marlboro friend that we're chasing?
You don't even need to make a roll. This is very clearly Marlboro work.
Yeah, think we're on the right track.
Yeah, see, the Marlboro came through here. It wasn't me.
But why is the Marlboro in a portal?
I don't know.
I don't think Oh, God.
I imagine the same reason we're through the portal thing. It probably just accidentally touched it.
Well, we're not here on accident. I'm here on purpose.
Can I sniff around to see if I can pick up its scent? If it's, nearby?
Yeah, make a perception.
Oh, boy. That'd be a 15.
15, okay. You can very clearly smell the Marlboro has been all over the place here. It reeks of it. Trying to pick up on where it may have gone, though, it's a bit difficult with the ocean breeze that seems to be kind of interfering with picking up the smell. The best you can tell is that it seems like it didn't at least go upwind from the sea. So it's either gone to the west or the south.
Can I, climb a tree and see, poke my head out the top and see if, in the west or the south, there's any, civilizations or anything?
Yeah. I mean, you're a monk. You have... Actually, you don't have the...
I have acrobatics, though, proficiency.
Make a roll, then.
Okay.
What does it say? Because you don't have the thing yet where you can run up vertical
Walls,
surfaces.
yeah. No, I just have proficiency in acrobatics. So that is gonna be 30-20.
Okay. Yeah, you're very easily able to just jump and leap and flip your way up the tree branches. Sticking your head out and looking around. So the tree that you're in is kind of a blown one with a few others that are kind of spread out around here, but they're very few and far between. You can see that there is very clearly a massive forest to the south. To the west, you can see that there's a bit of an area that seems clear and then another massive forest. The only civilization that you can make out is very far to the southeast. You think you see what may be the signs of some sort of civilization on the horizon, but that looks to be very, very far away.
Okay. I will relay that information to the others. Because I'm not sure where we should go from here, then.
As you jump back down and start explaining the situation to the others, the group of you hear a groan from among the bodies.
Oh shit, is one of them still alive?
You didn't check them?
There's limbs missing! Thought it was a done deal.
I guess then Saren will go and see if some of them are alive.
Okay. Looking around, you can see that there is one... I have to catch myself here. There is one here-looking person that seems to be wearing chainmail that is laying on the ground. They look to be like they have a pretty bad bite mark on their shoulder. And you can see that it looks like the armor has been kind of crushed in places, likely from a tentacle. They're breathing very ragged breaths, and their eyes are kind of flickering a little bit.
Okay. Saren will also use Spare the Dying in the same manner that he used it on the first person.
Okay. Just the same, you see the magic kind of spread out. Saren, you notice something a little bit different as you go to cast the spell. Whereas before, when you would cast any of your magic, your spells would kind of rely on the elements around you, the connection to nature. This time it feels a little different. calling on the magic, it doesn't feel like you're so much connecting to the elements as this kind of strange feeling of magic that's all around you, permeating the air and everything all at once almost. It doesn't feel like ether, though.
Mm-hmm.
It still works. It just feels different to you.
Okay. As Saren does the spell, he does take note of this, and he pulls his hand away to see if the guy is now, if he's like unconscious or if he, unlike the other person, is conscious.
With Spare the Dying, he would be unconscious unless
Okay.
you actually restored HP to him.
Okay. I will go ahead then, and I will use a Cure Wounds on him. Because I do want to see if he remembers anything. So it's 1d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier, which is, I have it written down, is a
It's
4.
your wisdom, so...
Yep, d8 plus 4. So he gets 10 health back.
Wow, okay. That's pretty good. Again, as you reach out and cast this spell, your hands begin emitting that familiar white glow. It feels different again, pulling on this magic around you. It doesn't feel like the ether you're used to. It responds to your call, but it has a very foreign feel to it.
Mm-hmm.
The magic permeates through this young man, and after a moment, he kind of, I'm gonna fucking feel that one in the morning.
Yeah, probably. Marlboros are no joke. Especially not to newbie adventurers.
Oh, his eyes just full on swing open. He sits up like rapidly, just looks around. Where the bloody hell am I?
I don't know.
Good question.
Forest?
Yep.
Who are you?
I'm Katha.
We're a group that was sent to get rid of this Marlboro in the area. Were you attacked by Marlboro?
What the fuck is a And like mid-word, he actually gets a good look at the group of you, and then looks at Vassian and looks at Saren and starts like scrambling backwards, like, what the fuck are you people doing here?
We just told you we're chasing a Marlboro. Big.
No, not you. These two.
They're with
You're
us.
supposed to be on that. You're supposed to be back on that continent across the seas there. What are you doing here?
Question.
Hmm.
Is he a Garlean?
No.
Okay.
What do you mean a continent across? And he kind of like looks over at Vassian to see, like, are you understanding any of this?
No.
Does he mean the Ruby Sea?
What the fuck's a ruby sea? We have a sea of sapphire. What do you mean a ruby
Ruby-
sea? There's no ruby sea.
Yeah, the Ruby Sea leads to Authard.
What the fuck's an Authard?
The land. It's a city in Doma.
No, these two, that goes against the treaty.
What treaty?
Huh?
We didn't.
The
sign
one that
treaty.
was signed a long time ago saying that you're supposed to be in Kino.
What the heck's a Kino? Eorzea doesn't have a Kino.
What's an Eorzea?
That's the Eorzea is the world. It's our home.
Okay.
It's this land.
Oh.
You're a human.
I'm a here. What's a?
What's
you
a
mean
here?
Hume? Humes are
No.
in the first.
Human.
Here.
Human.
Here.
Hrothgar.
Okay, I don't think.
Lalafell.
No, I don't think anyone's really getting anywhere with all of this. So clearly we are not from wherever you are from. It seems like we got a little bit of a language barrier going on here.
Very clearly.
Where are you from?
I was born and raised in Vanless. capital city of the Dawn,
What's the dawn?
where we are right now. It's ruled by Empress Opella. It's the whole land here where humans and halflings, gnomes. No?
No.
No. What's a gnome?
You.
I'm a
You're-
No,
Lalafell.
that's a Lalafell.
That's a Lalafell.
That's not a word. You
That's
just made that up.
No,
No,
that's a
that-
Lalafell.
That's
No.
a race.
You made up the word gnome.
No, that's what they're called as a gnome. What? I don't... Okay, sorry. I'm going to assume that because of the fact I'm alive, that one of you saved me.
That one.
with
Did
the
just
ears.
point at Saren.
I will briefly ignore the fact that you are very clearly breaking the treaty.
Are we breaking a treaty if we don't know what the treaty is?
Yes, that's how laws work. You don't have to know them to break them. That's... okay. Getting distracted. Where did the four of you come from? If you're not-
Eorzea.
Gridania.
I don't...
The North Shroud.
We
I
came
don't
from a land that seems to be very, very far away from
I touched
here.
a portal.
That is correct. She did indeed touch something that she shouldn't have touched.
The portal did seem a little weirder than normal.
A monster from our world went through a portal and it ended up here. So apparently that's what happened. We just followed it because we're supposed to kill it.
The tear, that one right over there. You came from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same as the monster.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't touch it unless you want to end up in Eorzea. Assuming
That's-
that it goes back.
Those rifts don't... That doesn't make sense. Those rifts are supposed to connect to one of two places, typically. Either it would be going to Bellum or it would be going to Cicero. Either way, it would be letting out horrible creatures that typically would try to slaughter anybody in its path.
Well, Marlboro is a horrible creature that tries to slaughter anybody in its path, as you can see by this. And she gestures around her.
So that creature is not from Bellum.
No.
I don't know what a bellum is.
No, it came from
Eorzea.
Eorzea.
And yeah,
You
they're not.
Keep using these words. I don't understand.
That's where we're from.
Okay.
I mean, you keep saying bellum, and I don't know what that is.
That's like a paper.
One of the afterlives. You die and then you either go to Bellum or you go to
No,
Cicero.
you die and your ether returns to the life stream.
What the fuck is ether?
That's what we're all made of.
That's not... What?
Yeah, it's what
Everybody's
the-
comprised of ether, and when we die, our ether returns to the life stream to be born again.
and it's what the universe is made of.
Uh-huh.
And it's how they do magic.
That's not how we do magic. That's...
Well, they did
No,
discover
not
a
you,
new type
them.
of magic based on, feelings and emotions called dynamis recently.
That makes even less sense than everything
Okay.
else you just said.
I think the more pressing matter here. Sorry, I mean to interrupt. The more pressing matter here is how we got here, because this is not where we are from, and it is not even anywhere remotely where we're from.
Right.
Well, our job's done. The Malboro's dealt with. Let's go home.
No, I
But
don't think it's dead.
not. No, it's very much not.
I don't think we can just leave it here.
Well, but it's not going to be in Eorzea anymore, so it's not really
Yeah,
our
but-
problem, is it?
What if it comes back? We don't know when this is going to close. I'm pointing to the rift.
Or if the Marlboro opened it.
Oh, shit,
Yeah.
that's a good
What if it
point.
opens another one and then scary things from this world come back to Eorzea?
Yeah, like
But
this
the
guy.
Void. Wait, is this the Void?
I don't think this
No.
is the void.
Yeah, I don't think this is the void.
Okay. How about this then? Because very clearly you at least seem like capable adventurers then, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
based on your strange getup. You're not soldiers.
I used to be.
Mhm.
We can take care of ourselves.
How about this then? I'll make you a deal. I have acquaintances that are part of the Witches Society,
What's that?
a guild where practitioners of magic study, work together, educate.
Oh, so it's kind of like a free company.
Sure. Yeah. It very clearly is just like, yep, just move it on. I have connections. I will... If you are willing to hunt that creature down and deal with it, I will speak to my acquaintances in the Witches Society and see about figuring out how to get you back. Because I am fairly certain that if you tried to go through that rift right now, it's not going to do anything. It's not nearly big enough or strong enough to actually be capable of letting people through. Not on this end.
Well, we were gonna hunt the Marlboro anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I want
sure.
to beat it up.
You go deal with that then.
As long as no one stands in my way.
I would highly recommend covering up the two of you.
Do you see how big those ears are?
I think you're going to have a bit of a harder time than I am.
Maybe a hat or a helmet. I don't think my companions are going to need them.
I also have like an extra scarf we could tie your ears up, maybe.
I think I'd rather take that than a dead man's hat, but appreciate the offer. Is there anything else about your homeland that we need to be aware of, like this whole treaty thing? And if UV, goes to hand him a scarf or something, he'll reach out for it to take it.
Pretty much just the two of you really shouldn't be here. Your ears pretty much stand out. Everything else about you at least seems human-ish. You, on the other hand, big fella.
Yeah, I don't think here helmets are gonna fit my head.
No. You might just need to cover up with some very heavy cloth.
I don't
And
have any of that.
Keep that tail tucked in.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Hmm?
I forgot Hrothgar have tails. I completely fucking forgot.
Oh my goodness. Did you describe your tail?
No, I completely forgot to have tails.
Just like pretend it got docked or something.
Yeah, Garlean took it. Boom, done.
Garlean took my tail in the war.
He's from Bosja.
It sounds like someone stole my sweet roll.
All right, let me see if I can... And he just, he looks very somber as he starts going through, some of his companions and trying to find if any of them have, like straps of leather or any sort of, heavy cloaks or anything like that. Something that the two of you can use to just cover up basically everything that makes you,
Us.
not human-ish.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a little bit of time before eventually the two of you are able to, out of distance, not look so not human-ish. This is not going to hold up if anybody gets close. So if anybody tries to talk to you or anything, I would suggest the two of you either hang back or just leave. You two should be fine, looking at Keitha and UV.
Okay. So you called me a gnome. Is there anything I should do to make people think I'm a gnome? Because I'm not a gnome.
No, you come off pretty gnome-like personality and everything.
I feel like that's an insult.
I feel like it is
Probably.
too.
I don't mean it to be so. I've got several friends that are gnomes.
That's what they all say.
Well, I mean, you're not quite tall enough or bulky enough to be considered a dwarf, and even then dwarfs should not be here.
Wait, what?
And you're not quite tall enough to be a halfling.
What do you mean? Dwarves are just Lalafels. They're just in the first. It's the same as here in Hume. They're the same thing. We just use a different term for them.
Here, dwarves are very different. Very different. Dwarves would be quite large in stature compared to you.
I don't think I like it here.
Yeah, no, this place kind of sucks.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that. Good luck.
What's to the west and south? It went that way.
To the west would be the woods, and you'd probably get to the Baranya if you kept traveling that way. To the south is, again, another set of woods. If you travel southeast, you would get to Chatvok, which is likely the closest place that I could actually find a witches' society, so I'm probably going to go there myself. I would suggest that perhaps the group of you head that way. Don't go into town, though. Maybe stay along the shoreline, and I will meet you there once you are done with your objective, and hopefully my friends will be able to help get you back.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Good luck.
Saren will give the guy a nod, a little kind of a curt wave, and then turn towards the rest of the party.
Do you guys think a halfling is like half a person?
I don't like wearing this thing on my head. Also, I have no idea.
What happens if a halfling and a Lalafell have a kid?
Half a
Would it be half
Lalafell?
of a Lalafell?
That's terrifying.
A lalaling?
Lalaling? Yeah, that's awful.
You just wind up with just an extra terrible gremlin of a Lalafell, let's be real.
No, that's how you get the Kender.
Oh, God.
And nobody wants that.
End up with a Loperitz.
Exactly.
Is that what happens when a halfling and a Vieira have a child?
Yes.
I don't want to think about that.
All right. Where y'all heading? The guy has basically started walking off in the direction of where he indicated that Chatvok is.
Does the Marlboro poison on the ground kind of go that way?
Make a survival check.
I don't think I'm very good at that. 6! I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. You're not really sure.
There's too much blood mixed in. I'm used to navigating city alleyways. I don't like the woods.
I do.
Would either of the two of you like to give it a crack?
Sure. What survival is?
Wisdom based.
Wisdom? Okay, so that's going to be another +4.
Unless you have the proficiency bonus.
I do not. 17.
Yeah, you're able to kind of follow the trail a little bit and see where the trail of poison and goop and bits of blood. It seems to be heading off in a southern direction towards the woods.
Okay. Saren will then point that out to the rest of the group. It seems like our Marlboro friend went that way.
Well, then that way we go.
Yeah, we should probably head that way before it eats somebody else.
Or a lot of somebody else's.
Yeah, its death count is getting a little high.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably.
I'm going to take this thing off my head when we're in the woods because I can't freaking see.
As long as
Okay.
you can get it back on quickly.
What did he find for my head, just out of curiosity?
It's probably just like someone's leather trousers that he kind of just like quickly cut with a knife so that it's like a really big
Great.
not really like a scarf, but just like a big strap of leather to wrap around your head. Try to pin your ears down.
They smell like butt.
Well, yeah, they were on someone's butt.
I don't know what's worse, the pants or the Marlboro.
All right, so I take it the group of you are off after the Marlboro then.
Following
All right.
my nose.
Following the trail, it takes the group of you probably about 2-3 hours of walking to actually reach the woods. They are deceptively further than you would think. As you reach the edge of the woods, you can see that there is very clearly a trail that this Marlboro has left through the foliage. There are broken branches and twigs. You can see that this Marlboro is very clearly larger than your typical ones. This one is breaking some of the branches that are a good 10-15 feet up.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be going deeper into the woods. Can the four of you give me a nature check?
Yeah.
I can try. Oh, hey.
It's nature, wisdom?
Intelligence.
15.
20. Not 20.
Goddamn. Okay.
20.
I also have a 15.
23.
Yeah, because Sage are actually an intelligence-based class.
Yep.
What did Vaskian get?
15.
Okay. All four of you would know then that Marlborough typically, at least towards the end of the day when it starts getting darker, they'll basically kind of settle down and just turn into a lump of planty mass until day comes around, and then they'll start hunting again. But beyond that, at night, they're pretty much dormant, and they don't really do a whole lot unless provoked.
Okay.
From what the group of you can tell, it seems like, at least here, it's probably closer to like 4 or 5 p.m. Your best guess is that there's assumably only a couple of hours before it gets dark. At least if the time goes anything based off of like what it's like for you guys back home.
Well, as it gets darker, we might want to start looking for somewhere to take a nap, because I don't want to step on the Marlborough in the middle of the night trucking through woods I don't know.
Yeah, probably not the best idea. Let's find a spot that works.
Okay. It's not too hard for the group of you to find a nice little clearing to just kind of set up camp. Luckily, at least a lot of the foliage here seems familiar enough that you know what's good firewood, what's bad firewood, what's comfortable dirt to sleep on versus what seems bumpy and uncomfortable roots and whatnot. And I would assume that the group of you probably have food with you as well. Probably just your typical rations for traveling out in the world.
Okay.
Setting up camp doesn't take all that long. At most, maybe 20 to 30 minutes just to find a good spot for everybody to lay down and set up a little fire and whatnot if you'd so wish.
Okay.
What are the group of you doing?
I'm eating my rations, which is a piece of pizza with a mint.
What the fuck?
It's the recipe in the game.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's one of the couple horrors that exist in that recipe.
I guess we should decide who's going to take shifts, considering I don't think any of us wants to just sleep when there's a Marlborough running around.
Sarah will nod in agreement. Makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll go first. You
Yeah.
guys get some rest.
Okay.
Cool.
All right. As the rest of you bed down for the night, Keitha, I require a perception check.
12.
Okay.
I was ready with it.
You're a bit distracted. You recall from back in Eorzea, at least, you can pretty easily pick out the constellations in the sky, and even though it wasn't ever really your interest, you were at least able to recognize what some of them were. Like, you would be able to at least go, oh, that's the Eeyore, and that's the arrow, things like that. It's just one of those things that on your adventures you picked up along the way. But the stars here are very different. None of them seem to be where you would expect them to be. The sky itself seems very, very clear in comparison. Everything else seems at least familiar to you. The same kind of night sounds of little critters scurrying to and fro, sounds of bugs that are making their little chirping noises or just scuttling about in the trees, the plants, bushes, everywhere.
Okay.
You don't seem to notice anything out of the ordinary. At least
Okay.
besides the land you find yourselves in.
I will wake up Vassian.
Goobus. Oh, what's up?
Your turn.
Okay.
All right.
Keep an eye out, I guess.
Give me a perception.
At about a 13.
13. Okay. You don't seem to notice all that much different. The atmosphere here feels at least somewhat out of place for what you're used to. It's a bit more warm and arid here. There's a bit of that dampness from the woods around you, but you can feel that there's kind of this dryness as well. And even at night, it's a bit warmer than you would typically expect. Nothing else seems to really stand out to you, though.
I guess I'll wake up Saren.
Okay.
Saren, I require a perception, please.
You get another natural 20
Jesus Christ.
with a +4, so 24. But that roll was a natural 20.
Okay.
I swear I'm not cheating.
All right. You take your watch. I assume probably sitting in one of the low-hanging branches or something like that, just kind of reminiscing that feeling of home.
Yes.
Probably about an hour into your watch, you notice something very high up in the sky. It's a little bit hard to make out at first, but as it seems to be flying further overhead, it looks to be a bird that's just flying very high up in the air. But the more you look at it, the more it seems different. Can you make an Arcana check for me, please?
I sure can. I am proficient in Arcana. Finally, something I'm proficient in. So it's gonna be plus. Wait, so Arcana is intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, so I get a plus 7.
7. Okay. You're not entirely sure what this is. It looks familiar, but you can't quite put your hand or put your finger on it.
Okay.
It looks to be avian in nature, but you can see that it is glowing a very bright orangish red in color. You can see that its plumage almost looks like it's made from fire.
Mm-hmm.
And you can just faintly hear a very dissonant song that seems to be carried on the wind as it travels overhead. It doesn't seem to notice the group of you, or if it does, it doesn't seem to care, and it just flies overhead as it passes by.
Okay. It doesn't seem alarming enough to wake people up for, but he is definitely going to make a mental note to bring it up to the group whenever they wake up, for sure.
Okay. All right. The rest of your watch goes by uneventful. After a little bit of watching, you can see that this bird seems to disappear off in the distance.
Okay.
That would leave UV to be the last one you would wake up.
Okay. I will say as he does wake UV up, he will sort of whisper so as not to wake the others. So my watch was uneventful other than there was a really big glowing orange bird that kind of flew overhead, and there was a weird song that accompanied it. It didn't seem dangerous or anything, but it was definitely really weird, so you might want to keep your eyes out.
An orange bird?
Yeah, it was big, it was orange, it kind of glowed.
Well, that's scary. I'll keep an eye out for it.
Give me an Arcana check, UV.
Okay. Oh, good. That's something I'm proficient in. At 25.
Okay. Based off of the description and your prior knowledge from your studies, I assume either in Charlian or perhaps from a Charlian scholar, you recognize the description at least as being that of the legendary phoenix. Back home anyways in Eorzea, you would know that it is a legendary creature that is only really talked about in discussions of the Battle of Carteneau. Beyond that, it's a very rare occurrence. It's not all that unheard of to actually see one out in the wild. It's not something that would just appear without being summoned in some fashion. The only thing that stands out as weird, though, is there's not usually a discordant melody that would be followed with it.
Okay. I won't say anything immediately to Saren, but I'll make a note to talk to everyone about it in the morning.
Okay. In that case, give me a perception check, please, for your watch.
I also rolled a natural 20.
Goddamn.
So 21.
Yes, get all the good rolls out now. Good. Okay. Taking your watch, you basically pick up on everything around you. You can see that there are animals of all varying sorts that seem to be running to and fro. The insects and animals are a little bit different in size and shape than what you're used to from back home. Even so much as the squirrels here seem to be rather small in nature compared to some of the ones you've seen in the 12's Wood, for example. But nothing else seems to really jump out at you. There doesn't seem to be any other strange legendary creatures that pass by or anything of that matter. As morning comes around, the sun begins to rise. You would hear what sounds like a very loud, audible cracking of wood from off in the distance. It sounds like it's maybe half a mile away from you.
I would immediately start shaking people awake.
What, is anybody dead?
No, I think our Marlboro friend is awake, though.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning. Don't run off before everybody else is up.
I won't. And she kind of, puts one fist into an open hand, and you see, sparks crackling from it. As now that she's had a long rest, she is swapping to her Fists of Fire for the day.
Okay.
I'm getting everybody up with the same message. Just, hey, I think the Marlboro friend is up. Let's go.
Vassian would have woken up the first time and pulls the gun blade off his back and cracks it open and makes sure that the 6 rounds in it are still charged with ether. Slaps it back shut and gets ready to go.
They seem charged. They feel a little funny, but they're charged.
As long as he's got his one trick.
Gun.
Fists.
Okay. The group of you get up and quickly head off into the woods. It doesn't take very long before you come across the sounds of this creature. You can hear the breaking and smashing of wood around you. As you get closer, you can see that there is a clearing with a river that seems to be traveling through it. At the edge of this river, you can see a massive plant-like monster. Big, bulbous head, no eyes, with a massive jaw full of razor-sharp teeth. You can see that there are rigid-looking vines, tentacles that seem to be coming off of the head, and several very long fluid vines that are coming off of its underside that seem to be what it uses to walk and grab and attack. This is very clearly the Marlboro that you were hunting after. Had to make sure that I gave a proper description because we kept using the name, but I didn't describe what it looked like earlier. And obviously not everybody's going to know what a Marlboro is.
Big, scary plant monster with tentacles.
Fucking horrifying.
Look it up. They're great.
They're scary.
If you play a Blue Mage, you can get one. You can see that it is currently feasting on what looks to be some large bestial creature. From what you can tell, it looks like some sort of bear, perhaps. It is just devouring. You can see that there is blood dripping out of its mouth as it is eating. There's a small trickle of the blood that seems to be dripping into the river itself. It has not noticed a group of you yet. If you try to get closer, though, I will require stealth checks. It's probably about 60 feet away right now.
Vassian will pull his sword and shield off and click his hand into place, and the bracer on his right hand gets ready. And this bracer has a grappling hook on it, and he points it at the enemy and just looks at everyone else. We go in loud or quiet?
I don't think we've ever done anything quiet in our lives.
Yeah, not since Vassian joined the group.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. Let's go.
I'm going to fire off my grappling hook, which has a range of 60 feet.
Okay. Read off the ability for me, and then we'll get initiatives from everybody then.
This is a bonus action. I can make a range attack using it with my modifier. If I hit, deal 1d6 piercing, and they need to make a strength save against my DC or become grappled on a fail.
And do you go towards them or no?
That's the fun thing. I can. But it uses my actual movement, but it gives me 10 feet of movement when I'm moving in a straight line towards the target. Or I can try to pull it closer to me. But I'm going to anchor it, or attempt to anchor it, and just go screaming at this thing.
Okay.
I gotta make an attack.
Okay, so what is the attack roll?
That'd be a 23 to hit it.
23. That absolutely hits.
Okay.
Nice.
And it's gonna take a d6 of piercing damage,
All right, go for it.
which is gonna be a big one.
Woo!
Big one. Starting off good.
Yep, starting off good.
And I'm gonna.
And we'll say that's going to start the combat.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm just gonna move the 40 feet I can straight at it.
Okay. Sounds good. So you are 20 feet away, and I need initiative from everybody, please.
Oh, I'm sad I didn't get to move up.
I already rolled mine and I got a 12.
I got a 16.
Okay, turns out Malboros do not have very good initiative.
Neither do I. I rolled a 6.
Oh,
boy.
what's your dexterity?
+1.
What's the exact number on your dexterity?
12.
Fuck's sake.
What?
Roll off.
Roll off.
You have to have a roll off.
Roll another d20, please.
It's so rare when that happens, but it's always funny.
2.
What'd you get?
2.
Cool, the Marlboro goes first. Well, in terms of between you two. Okay, cool. Okay, then. We begin at top of the initiative. Vassian, you are the first up.
Well, I'm anchored to it.
You are.
So I'm just gonna keep going to it.
All right, easily done. It's only 20 feet away.
I forgot. Did it roll a save to be grappled or not? My save for that would be a 15. Strength saving throw.
15 strength save? Let me see.
Sorry, I completely forgot about that because I was so excited to use a grappling hook.
Got a 12.
Okay. So then I have it grappled.
Yep.
The last bit of it, which is why I remembered, is if I get within 5 feet of it, it reduces to 0.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to go up there and lock it in place.
All right.
And I'm going to swing with my big old gun blade.
Go for it.
That's not great. That'll be a 16 to hit for the first attack.
Unfortunately, that misses. As you swing your gunblade down, one of the tentacles comes up and kind of bats it to the side.
Balls. All right. Swinging again. That'll be a 21.
That absolutely hits.
So it's going to take sad damage. 6 slashing. But I'm going to, since I hit it, let me make sure I read this right.
Are you going to do the gun thing?
I'm going to pull the trigger. Do I want to do that one? Hang on, because I have 2 different versions. Okay, yeah. So I'm going to do slash bang. So I'm going to pull the trigger, and
Okay.
it needs to make a constitution saving throw against my DC again, which is also a 15.
All right.
Or be knocked prone. And it will take 2d6 thunder damage.
It fails to save by 1.
Oh boy. Okay. So it'll be prone now and grappled, which is fun.
Okay.
And it'll take 7 thunder damage.
7 thunder.
I gotta pull my little bullet out of my little counter here so I know I expended a munitions charge.
Okay. What does this look like?
Well, he's obviously swung up and missed the first time, but then he kind of jumps a little bit and comes down, and when he slams down, he pulls the trigger and there's an audible bang because gunblade. But it has just a whole bunch of force, and the Malboro just kind of I'm not really good at describing because my brain just kind of stops sometimes.
No, you're doing great.
But yeah, it just kind of like lurches up a little bit and then just falls straight. I mean, if a Malboro had an ass, it just falls right on it.
Okay, I like it.
I still have him wrapped into my my gauntlet, and I'm just gonna turn around and be like, ha, this is always fun. You're up, and just that'll be my turn.
Okay. Creature can. Okay, so it can attempt to break free as an action on its turn.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to mention
Okay.
that part of it. Yeah, so
No, you're
yeah.
good. Wanted to make sure for my own reasons.
It's just so wordy.
It is, but it's very cool.
It's like 4 paragraphs.
Okay, Keitha,
Hi.
you are
I'm
up.
going to move up my 45 feet and reluctantly spend a key point for Step of the Wind because I'd like to be in punching distance.
Okay,
And
you
I
go
don't
new.
want to use my action for it. Yeah, so I'll use my bonus action for dash with my key point. And now that I'm in punchy punch range, I get to attack it twice.
Go for it.
That 20!
Yeah, that's definitely gonna hit. I was gonna say you have advantage, but doesn't fucking matter.
I mean, it'll matter on the second hit, yeah.
because it is prone.
Yeah, okay. Double dice or double damage?
Double dice.
Okay.
I don't like double damage.
Okay, that is going to be 14 fire damage. That's hard.
14 fire damage. So you mean 28 fire damage?
Well, that's for you to do.
That is for me to do. What does this look like?
Keitha smacks her knuckles together and makes sparks come out, and then she just smacks down one fist straight into the creature lying in front of her. And just there's a pillar of fire that comes up from the spot that she punches.
Okay. And the second punch?
The second punch is an 18 to hit.
Hits.
For 11 fire damage.
Okay. As you punch down and there's another burst of
Yeah, this time
flames.
she just smacks down with the left hand instead.
Okay. Yuvi.
Yeah, so UV moves forward 35 feet so that she is within range of Keitha.
Okay.
And with a flick of her hand for her bonus action, one of the no-liths that's circling around her is going to fly over and attach itself to Keitha. It just clips in like a little, like you tuck a flower in behind your ear.
Okay.
And with my action, we're gonna go for the big guns right off the back.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to get it with slow. So it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh boy. I got an 11.
And that fails. So it is slowed.
Okay.
And I believe that's my turn.
Goddamn. Okay.
Okay, now we just need to blind it and silence it, and we're hitting it with all the status effects it can put on us.
I can stun it.
Yeah.
All right. So movement speed don't matter because it grappled. The AC thing is a nightmare, as is the dex save thing. Can't use reactions, and then on its turn it can use an action or a bonus action, not both. Okay.
Oh, I forgot slow knocks AC.
It does.
Slow is such a good spell.
Problem with it is just the fact that it's an AoE, so it can get people that you don't want to. Oh no, because it's up to your choice. The other issue is just the fact that it's a save or nothing. Okay, cool. It is slowed. It is pinned on the ground, grappled with a grappling hook.
It's got some pretty sick burn wounds.
It is the Malboro's turn. It lets out this guttural, like, hissing and gargling noises as it, like, kind of rolls around as best as it can because it can't really get up. And it basically just looks in the direction of, we'll say it would probably aim for Katha and UV. It is going to use its bad breath. I need Katha and UV, I need the two of you to make a Constitution saving throw, please. As it exhales this disgusting, nauseating cloud of gas from its mouth that just encompasses the area.
19.
19, okay.
16.
16, okay. Okay, so, Katha, you are going to take... you're going to take 22 points of poison damage. And
Ow.
you do not have the other effects. UV, you take the full damage. You take 45 poison damage.
I'm unconscious.
Rip. You are also poisoned for a minute.
That hurts.
Yeah, it's a recharge, so pray it doesn't get it back.
That was half my health and all of hers.
Yep.
It was more than all of my health. It was about 10 points over.
It was exactly my HP, so if I would have failed the save, I would have been out as well. It would have knocked two of us.
Well then, that is its turn because it literally can't do anything else. Saren, it is your turn.
So I'm going to run over to UV. And I am going to cast, for my action, I'm going to cast Cure Wounds. I'd like to cast it at level 3.
Okay.
So that is going to be, let me see here, 1d10 plus 4.
For Cure Wounds?
Yes, because I'm casting it at level 3.
Shouldn't that just be 3d8 then?
No, because it's, Cure Wounds is 1d8 plus my spellcasting ability modifier.
Right.
So 1d8 for level 1, another 1d8. Oh yeah, it would be 3d8.
Yeah,
you're right.
It would just be
plus
3d8 plus your spellcasting modifier.
Yeah. But then I also have, whenever I cast a spell of first level or higher to restore hit points to a creature, the creature regains additional hit points equal to my proficiency bonus plus the spell's level. So we're doing 3d8 plus 4 plus 3. Now, plus I'm casting it at a level 3, so is that an additional 3?
Yes. Because it said proficiency plus the spell's level.
Yep.
Yeah, I was asking yeah, that's Arch.
Yep.
So, we're gonna roll the 3d8. Oh, 1. Oh my god, another 1. 8. However, I have, oh no, that's
Your lucky thing
could
doesn't work on that.
I was about to say, like, damn it. Okay, so that's 8. So that's only 10, unfortunately. I'm so sorry. Plus 4. So that's plus 14. 6. Yes, plus 6, that's 20. So you get 20 health back.
Not bad.
It's only 15 points below my max.
I mean, not bad considering I rolled 2 1s.
The 8 made up for it.
It did.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do?
Yes, I am going to then use my bonus action to use Spiritual Weapon. It creates a floating spectral weapon within range that lasts for the duration, and I am going to cast it near the Marlborough.
Okay.
Because when I cast the spell, I can make a melee spell attack against the creature within 5 feet of the weapon. And then on a hit, it's going to take force damage equal to 1d8 plus my spellcasting modifier, and I can move it around as a bonus action.
Go for it.
So it's going to be make a melee, so it's a spell attack. My spell attack modifier was plus 7. So d20 plus 7. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21.
That hits.
Okay. So then it will take... It was 1d8 plus 4, which is... Damn it! 6. Only 6 damage.
Okay.
That's my turn.
For the audience, what does your spiritual weapon look like?
I'm gonna say that the spiritual weapon looks very similar to the, wooden shepherd's cane that Saren carries with him, but it does seem to be almost more... It's semi-transparent, a little bit more magical. It seems to have, plant life growing from it, and it just reaches out and just bonks the Marlboro on the head.
Magical bonking stick.
Magical bonking stick.
Okay. Sounds good to me. In that case, we are back at the top of the initiative. Vassian.
Second verse, same as the first. We're just swinging away.
Hit it.
This time with advantage.
Yep.
Oh, shit, that's right.
Because you knocked him on his ass.
And he can't get back up because it has movement speed of 0.
Oh, that's dirty. I didn't realize how bad that is.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't realize what I did. Okay, crap, what was that first roll? I already forgot. It was an 18. Okay. So the first one would be a 25 to hit.
Absolutely hits.
Okay, so I'll roll damage. That will be 11 slashing.
11, okay.
And I'm going to swing again. Thank God for that advantage. That's
First
not much
one
better.
not doing splody damage.
Oh yeah, I meant to do that. My bad.
I feel like I'm playing with a paladin. Do you want to smite?
Yeah, well, listen, okay. I mean, I'm kind of... But yeah, no, I'll burst strike that one. So I won't obviously try to knock it down, but I will pull the trigger. And it needs to make a con saving throw again.
Okay. Fuck you, roll 20. 12.
Well, okay. Well, it's so I swing down and I pull the trigger, and another blast goes off as I remove it from my counter. And this one, instead of knocking him on his ass, it just shoots him straight back 10 feet.
Okay.
Yep. And I will walk back into that space, and the damage from that strike will hit for 15. Am I doing that math right? Yeah, 15 thunder damage.
15, okay. Oh shit, I forgot to do the thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's fine. We'll do it at the end of the turn.
Okay, yeah.
Because I'm stupid. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Oh boy.
Because I was supposed to do this at the start of your turn, but I forgot.
Oh, okay. That'll be a 21.
Okay, you're fine. And you are immune.
Oh boy. Okay. And then my second attack, that was a 19. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm smacking it again for a 26.
Yeah, that absolutely hits.
And I can't pull my... Can I pull my trigger again? I gotta go see. I think I can only do it once a turn.
Oh wait, and I forgot to do the wisdom saving throw. It was fucking slow at the end of the turn. Shit.
Oh, I remembered. I just wasn't going to tell you.
That's rude.
It's not my fault you forgot. Get good.
What's the DC?
15.
It succeeds. Okay.
No. You didn't get to punch it with lowered AC?
Oh, so is concentration anyway, and I went unconscious.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, that's right.
Well, it's still prone anyway, so it still has the advantage and everything.
I
That's
still can't get up yet, so...
This changes nothing.
I mean, I'm still about to hit it potentially 5 times, so we're going to see how many of those can crit.
That's it for you, Vassian, or?
No. The swing is another... since it connected, that's going to be another 8 points of slashing.
Okay.
And I really want to pull that trigger again, but I only got 4 left. So I'm gonna yeah.
It's a one-shot, do it.
Yeah, it's a one-shot, do it. So I when I walk around to the other side, I'll use my grappling hook to close the distance, but land on the other side of him. And when I land, I'll strike down and I'll pull that trigger again, and I'll shoot him another fucking 10 feet back towards... I'm bad with names.
Katha?
Katha. Yep. Assuming it fails.
Con
it's
save?
Another con save.
Come on, dude. You're supposed to be good at this.
Wait, is he?
12.
Well, he fucking fails again. And
Thanks for sending him back my way.
Yep,
So that I don't have to move.
Yep. And that'll be another 14 points of thunder damage.
Okay. Are you sure you're not a DPS?
Well, I am a gunbreaker, Arch, and as we both know, gunbreakers might as well be fucking DPS.
Blue DPS.
Yep. They are blue DPS.
Yeah. Blue DPS, just bouncing this guy around. And Vasi is just laughing the whole time. Having a fucking ball.
As it gets knocked back towards Katha, it is your turn. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
19.
Okay. You are immune for 24 hours.
It really likes 19s for my con saves.
There's a very stinky smell coming off of the Marlboro, but between the two of you, you both are at least somewhat used to this and just kind of cover your nose.
I just thought it was Vassian.
Oof.
Wow, rude. I'm a very well-groomed lion man, thank you.
Not with that stinky leather on your head.
Okay, look,
Yeah, you
that's
got
not
poop pants on your head.
that's not my fault.
Yeah, like Vassian said, second verse, same as the first, starting with 2 hits.
Go for it.
First one is going to be 24 to hit.
That hits.
I keep hitting max damage. What the fuck? I love this little Google thing. It likes me. So that is 11 fire damage for the first hit. And second hit is a 23 to hit.
Hits.
Oh, I finally broke my streak. For 8 fire damage. And I will use another key point for Flurry of Blows. First hit is 22 to hit. We are just dropping in numbers.
Hits.
9 fire damage.
Okay.
Second hit on Flurry of Blows. Back to 23 to hit.
Hits.
Another 8 fire damage. And because both of my Flurry of Blows hit, I get my Greased Lightning, which means I get to make an extra hit with double proficiency bonus.
Okay, go for it.
26 to hit.
That definitely hits.
I'm kind of sad that none of those crit. But that's okay, because that's another max. So 11 more fire damage.
Okay. This Marlboro is not looking very happy. Not that they can really look happy anyways, they're giant plant monsters.
They always kind of look angry.
Yeah. I'd be angry too if I was just a giant plant tentacle monster.
Yeah. An eldritch sunflower, if you would.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's it.
Alrighty. UV. You are conscious, laying on the ground.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get up.
Stinky.
And then adjust my position with the movement I have left to where I have a straight line towards the Marlboro without hitting either Katha or Vassian.
Okay.
And
Do a little bit of strafe to the side.
yeah, and Yuvi's kind of mad. So she swings the Nolith in front of her and it starts growing and glowing, and I'm going to cast Lightning Bolt.
Okay, Jesus Christ. Dex save, right?
Dex save.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Can it even pass a dex save while prone?
Yeah.
It doesn't affect dex
Okay.
saves.
I never know which one's like prone and everything
Well,
affects.
It's prone and grappled.
Does a natural 1.
No, I don't think. I'll have to check, but I think that fails.
Well, okay, well, what about if it has a +1? So a 2.
Oh, that's kind of pushing it.
I think 2 might be the magic number that can pass.
Okay, so it's gonna take 8d6 lightning damage.
Mm-hmm.
Get it!
I love lightning bolt.
And I don't
fireball.
actually have enough dice for that in my tray.
Do you need me to bring you some? I have 8 in my tray right now.
No, my bag is right here. I just grabbed some. 36 points of lightning damage.
Jesus Christ.
Get it!
Okay, this
Good old lightning.
this Marlboro is not looking great. It's looking pretty peaky. Anything else?
No, the Nolith is just smoking a little bit.
Green DPS.
Dude, Sage.
I did say green DPS.
Sage is the most green DPS of green DPS, let's be real.
All right.
Please fail, please fail, please fail, please fail, please fail. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, because he's got to roll the...
Malboro.
Mm-hmm. He has to recharge.
Well, that, and he can try to break my grapple, too.
I just want him to try to fail the recharge, okay?
Yeah, he can pass
half
everything
my
else. It's fine.
I have half my health. I can't take another one of those.
Well, the dice are sort of on your side at least, Faye.
Why?
So it recharged,
I hate you.
but then I rolled to see who it targeted.
It's not me.
No, it's Vassian.
Oh, bring it.
Take it. I don't want it.
Vassian, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as it kind of rolls its head around and it looks in your general direction and just...
That'd be a 19.
Okay, so you're going to take half damage and you are not poisoned. So that is...
Does whatever thing I became immune to come into effect for that, or not?
No, different effects.
Okay.
So
I didn't know
you
what it was
would
trying to
have taken 23 reduced to half, so you take 11 points of poison damage.
Puts me at 51. Okay.
And that is all it can do because it's still grappled.
I'm going to mock it.
It does not appreciate that, you think.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Malboro. It probably doesn't appreciate anything.
It doesn't.
Probably
Saren.
doesn't appreciate the extra holes I put in it.
Yes, that is me.
Kill it.
I'm gonna kill it. I am going to kill it with. We're just gonna use. Gosh, all I really have is gonna be Sacred Flame. So
Glare.
let's see.
Glare.
What?
Glare mage.
Glare.
Go, yeah, I'm casting Glare. Glare Mage, go burr.
Quick, somebody write up a homebrew spell for Glare.
Sacred Flame's close enough, right?
Yeah, basically Sacred Flame is close enough.
Magic
Wait, did this
missile.
actually make one?
Yeah, well, see, no, Sacred Flame's a cantrip, so I can just keep on casting Sacred Flame. If I did Magic Missile, I'd eventually run out of spell slots, but
Yeah,
no,
but if
Glare
you cast
Mage doesn't
Glare,
run
you
out of Glare.
mana.
No, you don't. No, you
Not
don't.
with the way White
don't.
Mage is built.
No, you don't.
I can't believe they
So it
didn't
has to
actually
succeed a
make one.
Dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Dex save. You know, as we found out previously, they're really good at that.
Yeah,
Oh,
clearly.
yeah.
It's like their best stat.
Oh my god. Guys got a 6 this time. Definitely
Whoa.
saved, right?
Whoa.
Whoa, yeah.
It's
It's gonna take
getting better.
1d8 radiant damage.
Watch out,
I think-
guys. We got a badass.
I think it might actually be 2d8 now because I think you're at the level
Oh,
point for
that's
cantrip.
right. Yeah, I'm 6.
So it
So,
should
yeah.
be 2d8, I think?
Wait, hold on. No, it doesn't say it increases. Oh, wait, yeah, it does. 5th level. So, yeah, it is 2d8.
Yeah.
So that is a total of 9. 9 damage.
9 damage. Okay.
And then my spiritual weapon will also bonk again.
Kill it with the bonk.
All right, roll for bonk.
Roll for bonk. Oh,
advantage, right?
No, I missed.
Bonk should have advantage.
I rolled a 3, so even with a +4, that's gonna miss.
Yeah,
With
but bonk should
advantage?
have advantage.
Oh, I had advantage? Okay.
Yeah,
Because it's still prone.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
still
that's
sitting on its
right.
ass. I didn't realize how dumb this combo
Oh,
was.
rolled a 19, so +4.
Yeah, I'm helping.
Good job. So I'm pretty
Alright.
sure that would hit.
Absolutely.
Okay, now 1d8.
Kill
Roll
it now.
for bonk. We rolled a 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 damage.
Okay. How do you kill it?
Yeah! So I honestly, so the weapon just rears back, and there's a moment that Saren looks at it. He narrows his eyes, and for a moment, he doesn't picture the Marlboro. He pictures Katha, and that spectral shepherd's cane just slams down on top of the Marlboro's head, just with a loud, almost sickening crack, killing the Marlboro. And at the end of it, Saren gives a small smile. Is that That felt good. See that? I see that.
For the audience, Faye turned on her camera to flip off. 2 middle fingers.
And a very sad face.
All right. As your spectral weapon slams down and cracks the marble open, it stops struggling and just lays there lifeless. What would the group of you like to do? Your quarry is deceased.
I'm cutting off a leg.
Okay.
We were told we have to bring back proof of death to get paid.
Okay.
Taking home a leg.
I'm ripping out teeth.
Easily done. Anything else the group of you would like to do before we start wrapping up?
Should we burn the rest?
Maybe. Yuvi's like walking over with the Nolus swirling around her, casting mending on some tears.
Well, we're not from around here, so don't know if it would make a forest fire or something. Probably
True.
shouldn't.
Maybe we should, like,
We'll just tell that one dude that we left the corpse here and he can deal with it.
yeah, let them know it's like poisonous and stuff and not to touch it with bare hands.
Or we could just conveniently leave that part out, but
We want them to take us home.
Well, they probably won't deal with it right away. They're going to probably get rid of us first.
If I had a mobile sitting around somewhere, I'd take care of it pretty quickly.
I don't know. I'd get rid of the person carrying its leg around first.
I don't know. I don't think they know what a Malboro is, so.
Well, let's go to that chatter place, I think he called it. Yeah, chatter.
Okay. The group of you head off towards Chatvok. Chatter, apparently.
Chatter.
For the sake of expedience, and because it is a interesting proposal that has been put forth, the group of you arrive in Chatvok, or close to Chatvok along the shore to the north. After about 2 days of wait, you see the soldier come walking up to the group of you. With him are 2 other figures that appear to be wearing very ornate-looking bluish robes with bits of gold and silver filigree. He explains to the group of you that, seeing that you have successfully slain the creature, he has offered a choice. If you would like, his acquaintances from the Witches Society will hopefully be able to send you home. Or if you are willing to stay, then he can guarantee jobs for all of you, with the very heavy stipulation of the 2 more bestial people needing to be heavily covered up. But that choice is left up to each of you. You can choose to stay in Bikron, or you can return home.
Well, what are you guys going to do?
I want to go home. I don't want to be a gnome.
Yeah, fuck this place. I'm going home.
Yeah, I kind of think I want to go back home as well.
Well,
Listen, now we have our own story of going to another world.
I pop my tentacle down in Bastian's hands. Bye!
What?
I want to stay.
Why?
I don't know, it seems interesting. I was kind of bored.
Uh-huh.
Okay, but like these people are really weird and like they don't even know what you are.
And you were kind of implying that you didn't exactly like them either, so I'm not sure why you want to stay.
Because I'm bored.
That's a terrible reason.
Dude, we could find stuff to do at home.
We've done everything there is to do at home.
Being bored is literally the worst reason you could come up with. There's nothing else.
I'm going to stay.
Scions are gone. We could be the next ones.
Nah. I'm going to stay.
So you're just gonna abandon all of us, stay here, because you're bored.
Mhm.
And Sarah kind of gives her a very curious look, and a look of, actually, disappointment. All right, I see how little we matter to you. Well, all right, time to go then.
Yeah, Yuvi just kind of turns away with like a grossed out look.
We'll have fun.
Kate is just waving at them as they leave.
Okay. The three of you head off with the two ornately dressed figures as they head towards the direction of that rift that you all had come through. Keitha, you are led with the soldier that you had previously met, and he walks you into Chatfok and begins explaining where you are and who Opella is. And-
Keitha's new adventure.
And with that, we bring our story to a close. Hey everyone, Arch here. Wanted to give you a quick little outro here and say thank you very much for listening. I hope you all really enjoyed it. I know this was a bit different from the usual that we would do for our New Year's special, but I have been absolutely hooked on playing Final Fantasy XIV, and when I saw that there was actually an adaptation of it for D&D, I knew I wanted to do something with it, and I thought the New Year's might be a good way to share it with all of you. Even if you may not be interested necessarily in Final Fantasy, it's still pretty cool to see it in a D&D setting. So just a few things here. First and foremost, I want to say thank you very much to all of my friends who joined me for this special recording. If you all are interested in hearing more of them, Faye is a Twitch streamer and is very active on Twitter. Both of her links are going to be down in the about the info section of the episode. Bob as well is a Twitch streamer, though his schedule is a little bit all over the place, but I highly encourage checking him out. He's a really chill dude to hang out with. Taylor is pretty much just on Twitter, but she also does a lot of unique and interesting facts, and I'm sure Taylor would love to hear from you. And finally, Solveig, a very good friend of ours, who is also a Twitch streamer and a VTuber as well, much like myself and Faye. I highly encourage checking them out. Their content is very wholesome and fun. And yeah, beyond that, I also just want to mention that you are going to be hearing an ad coming up after this for Bad Heroes, another fantastic podcast I highly encourage you to check out. And last but certainly not least, if you are interested in giving this a try for yourself or you just want to read it, there's a link down in the info as well that is going to be basically a link directly to the PDF of the Final Fantasy XIV D&D crossover compendium. There is also the info for the creator, Silent Soren. If you are ever confused or curious or just want to talk to him, I actually was talking in DMs with Silent Soren, and they seem really chill and very open to talking about the product that they've made, and it's completely free, so, like, doesn't hurt to check it out. But yeah, thank you all so much. I wish you all the happiest of New Year's. I hope that 2023 is fantastic for everybody, and I think I speak for all of us here at TLD when I say, have a happy New Year, and thanks.
Hey, I'm Dre Silvertooth, and I'm a GM. You should absolutely come listen to our podcast, because I have the best heroes. They're hunting curses for the Queen of Vyre, and it's going great.
I got 5 hit points.
I have a plan.
Is it to write my eulogy?
They make really good choices.
Oh God, why did I do that?
It's all according to plan. Textbook success.
She did fall 45 feet in full armor, though.
Well,
Fine. They are bad heroes. I have 4 very bad heroes on my podcast. But they are hilarious. Come check us out at badheroescast.com or find Bad Heroes wherever you get your podcasts.